Hello and welcome to Channel Sport this morning. Thanks for joining us again. I am Tayo Salam. This is what the show looks like. Starting off with great news for Nigerian strikers in Europe. Let's start off with Under-17 World Cup winner Taiwo Awoniyi continues his impressive start to the season with 2 more goals, this time in the Europa Conference League last night for Union Berlin. Also on the show, Super Eagles striker Simi has completed her move to newly promoted Salernitana in the Italian Serie A. Still in sport this morning, Canelo Alvarez, boxing's top superstar, is going to fight Caleb Plant for the undisputed super middleweight title on November the 6th in Las Vegas. All right, so those 3 headlines are top ones for the show, but there still are so many things to talk about in the course of the program. The Premier League, of course, is back for the second time, match day 2. A big matchup between Arsenal and Chelsea, the London derby. We've got stories coming from the Emirates for you as well to just stick with us on the program. Jide Olaniro is riding shotgun with me once again, back for the second time. Jide, it's great to have you on the show.
Thank you very much, Tyre.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me. I'm making my second return like Lukaku.
Okay.
On the show.
All right, back like Lukaku. I like that. Austin Okonakman is ready to join us now. Austin, what's up? How are you this morning?
For the greetings, Tyre. Good to be on the show this morning.
It's great to have you, Austin. Quickly, Manny Pacquiao, 42, still fighting. Incredible stuff.
Manny Pacquiao, you know, what a story. I like him, and I think going against Ogasa will be a good one for boxing fans. You know, it's just something about when you see someone who's been there, done that with the sports, come back to, you know, try to do something and get us talking again, you know, and I think that's what Manny Pacquiao is trying to do. You know, Floyd Mayweather does it also, you know, just that now he's fighting a lot of exhibition fights. So, somehow I'm still rooting for Manny Pacquiao because I think was it the last fight his opponent beat me now. Tayo, we talked about how fast he was, you know, his leg movement still intact, you know, the way he rolls his head and of course throws those jabs. So maybe because of his body structure, Manny Pacquiao, you know, has got some good movement going on for him. So it's always difficult to bet against him when he gets into the boxing ring. So let's see what he can do. He's not the same Manny Pacquiao that we knew, you know, 5-10 years ago, but he's proving a point. He's trying to tell us that, look, I still got it in me. So we'll see.
We'll see. Interestingly, you mentioned Mayweather a few seconds ago, and Pacquiao has had a few things to say. Says don't compare me to Mayweather. He fights exhibitions. I fight real fights. That's just on the side. But like I said, Pacquiao's got nothing to prove in the boxing world again. He's just doing this for the passion and to continue to cement his legacy. Let's move on. Still talking boxing. Let me come back to you quickly. Let's talk about Canelo Alvarez. Is an incredible form at the moment. Now he's got the fight he's always wanted. He wants to be the undisputed super middleweight champion of the world that is owed all of the belts. At the moment, he's got 3 of them. And the last guy with the last belts, Caleb Plant, has finally agreed to get in the ring with Canelo.
I think that will be the fight to watch out.
That's it.
For me. I think if you've he's dreamt of this particular fight. He wants to go for it, and there's something that's trying to unify.
There's something special about unification bouts.
Exactly, you're trying to unify, and I think, of course, he's got his work cut out for him. You know, he needs to prove that he merits it if he can go and get the title.
Yes, fingers crossed. That bout is going to be on November the 6th on pay-per-view. It's a unification bout in Las Vegas involving Canelo Alvarez, who was the biggest boxing star in the world, bar none. Of course, he's won 56 fights, lost just once. That was against Floyd Mayweather, and he's got 2 draws to go along with 38 knockouts. Plant on the other side has got 21 wins, no losses, and 12 KOs. Austin, the undisputed fight is now signed and it's going to be delivered on November the 6th. How do you see this one playing out? Of course, Canelo goes into this fight as odds-on favorites.
Of course, awesome favorite Canelo. Dominating the middleweight. You know, I listened to Mayweather back in the day, and he said, "If you are respecting Canelo, remember the person that put a stain on his name." You know, it's just him trying to tell us that, look, I'm the guy that you guys should respect. But Plant is decent, you know, and as you guys said, I totally agree. This is the fight that Canelo always wanted, and of course, boxing fans also want it. You know, I Tayo, you know me and oddities, you know, so. This is sort of fight I'm saying, can he push Canelo all the way? Can he just, you know, can somebody just prove that they can break this guy, because his dominance is to an extent admirable, but I just want to see who can take him all the way. So again, I'll say let's see, but I totally agree with you that he's awesome favorite once again.
Yeah, indeed. We're going to have to wait until November the 6th for that bout. If Alvarez goes on to win the fight, he would have won all 4 belts at super middleweight in the space of 9 months. That's incredible form right there. Defeated Callum Smith, that was in December 2020, to win the WBA and WBC belts. Defended them successfully by making quick work of Avni Yildirim in February. Then went on to beat Billy Joe Saunders. You know Billy Joe. Got his orbital shattered, and that was the end of the fight. Canelo taking the IBF belt. Now is going, taking the IBF belt now, is going for the very last one, which is going to be on November the 6th. We still have a lot of time to preview this particular bout, you know, in the course of our subsequent programs. But that's the story. Canelo Alvarez and Caleb Plant have signed for the unification bout at the super middleweight division. You're welcome back to Channel Sport this morning. Before we talk about Nigeria's D Tigers and their preparations for the FIBA AfroBasket, let's give you a slice of grassroots sports development and tell you about the Lagos State Sports Commission Summer Camp, which has concluded its first phase. That was in Badagry. Director General of the Lagos State Sports Commission, Oluwatoyin Gafar, says activities at the camp comprise 60% sports and 40% life skills. The students are featured in this camp. The ages range from 9 to 14 from both public and private schools in the States. The participants at the camp are being exposed to athletics, basketball, chess, darts, judo, karate, Scrabble, table tennis, and volleyball. Same pictures are coming from the camp. That's very interesting sports right there. The darts, not very popular, but popular, if you get what I mean. The second and third phases of the summer camp will hold in Ikorodu and at the Testing Balogun Stadium in Surulere. This is great for the kids when they're on holidays and instead of them just doing nothing at home or causing trouble,
or going to you know, going over and over again, doing what they have been doing in school. Like most times, you know, you see some of the summer camps or some summer programs are usually about reading the same books that they read during the school session. So, but good to that the Lagos State Sports Commission has introduced this. Awesome. There is a far-reaching implication of this because obviously Lagos is one state, especially when it comes to sports, they don't like poaching, and like maybe they develop theirs. So this is one of the, I think this is one of the ways to go to make sure you discover them, you know, groom them, and properly prepare them for, especially for those of them who will be interested in taking up sports as a vocation.
Exactly. 60% sports and 40% life skills. Like I said, this is where they get to see if, okay, this guy might actually be very talented in this particular sport. And
Exactly.
So, Austin, a quick one on the Lagos State Summer Camp. It's awesome to have the kids engaged and, you know, especially in sports during their holidays.
Shout out to everyone involved in that, particularly when you take a look at the age range. They are very important that you get them involved at that level, 9 to 14. So it is good. I also love the fact that they've injected some life skills into it also. Get these guys as they're on holidays to, you know, keep their mental faculty going, meet new friends, learn teamwork, you know, play a new sport, you know, develop their skills. So yes, we say let them keep doing things like this, and let's keep, improving sports at the grassroots.
Awesome stuff. Awesome indeed. Talking about sports at the grassroots, let's go straight to Kenya, the Kasarani Stadium, and tell you about the World Under-20 Athletics Championships going on in that part of the world. Not great results for Team Nigeria after winning gold in the 4x4 mixed relay on the first day. A lot of Nigerians are expecting to see perhaps another couple of medals on day 2, but it wasn't meant to be. We had 2 athletes in the final of the 100 meters for men and women, and surprisingly or shockingly, especially for the men, didn't get to finish on the podium at all. I'm talking about Godson Brume. Godson Brume was in the final of the 100 meters men, and going into the final, he was the second fastest in the field. So the least that was expected, Austin, was at least the medal. But unfortunately, I don't know what happened. He finished 7th.
That's what it is, Tayo. At this level, it's not just about winning; it's about learning also. So Godson, we'll pick 1 or 2 positives from that. I know it will be gutted. It will feel so bad because when you've pumped up people's expectations and expecting that you get something, in the final and you don't, you feel like it's all around disappointment. But I've seen no. And I love this sort of statement from the Ministry of Youth and Sports Development saying, look, you did well, you fought, you reached the finals. It's just under 20, so no pressure, Tayo. He's been showing sparks of brilliance. It's about the country now to say, what do we do with this talent? We've seen now that as a country, we're beginning to show and see the quality that we have with the mixed relays. You need to develop them. You need to strengthen on your strength, So I feel bad too for Godson Brume, but because I cover the age grade so much, I understand that it's a big deal at that level when you get to the final. I also have been following his career, and I see that he's making good progression. So a chin-up champ is going to get better from here. Get the experience, put it in the bag, and whenever you have an opportunity to impress again, you take it. More painful for Fuku, and if you check for both of them, it was the starting that let them down. So that means it's something they need to learn about their start. So Fuku started late, and by the time she was trying to catch up, it was too late, and then she finished 4th. So it means we need to do more in terms of the technical aspect of the sport, get qualified coaches to work with these guys and give them more competitions to compete in and see how they can get better as athletes.
And you're spot on as well to Austin. There's no better stage to refine their skill set than now when they're still junior athletes, and that's what the authorities have to ensure going forward. Praise to Foku and Godson Brume not getting on the podium.
Exactly.
It's quite disappointing, but like Austin has said, it's not the end of the world. The talent's clearly there, and it's just for the authorities to continue to show them that the support that they need to get to the next level. Seeing the winners of this competition, the winner is from Botswana, Letsile Tefego, and the lady, Tina Clayton from Jamaica. Of course, the Jamaicans are renowned great sprinters.
Yeah, exactly. So you are not surprised by the women, because the Jamaicans, like you said, they are known for. But aside, it's good that aside, there's 1 or 2 lessons will be learned, from this, the outcome of that particular event. What will make a sprinter who had the best time in the heats, also had fantastic time in the semis and just fizzle out in the final. And came last in the finals. You could see that there is a trend, especially in athletics for Nigeria. Even at the Olympics, you see trends. Nigerian athletes, when they get to the big stage, when it matters most, they just fizzle out. And these are the areas we need to look at. Seriously, I don't know, maybe it has to do with, I'm not sure, maybe there is is there a psychologist there in the team?
Yeah, well.
Or we just play lip service to these things, or, most times these are the areas we just play lip service, or we just think, what do you need? It's like you have a fantastic coach, your coach can play, it's every psychologist and all that. But I think that this is one area we should look at. One other thing that I would say for Godson, good enough. He's got a scholarship. He will be going to the US, and I think it's a good news at some point. And just like the discussion we had last week about the NCAA That's talking about the collegiate games. He will be participating in the collegiate games.
Get paid now.
And get paid. And when he start getting paid, he might turn it back to Nigeria.
Hopefully.
So, and that's just, I hope
Hopefully
it doesn't
that's not the
happen.
case,
I don't want to sound like the devil's advocate anyway, but that is the reality.
The message is clear for all of for the authorities. They just have to, put the house in order and to ensure that these talents, continue to progress and, ensure that whenever it's time that Nigeria needs them, they don't think twice about it.
Exactly.
So that's where we are at the moment. Godson Brume and Praise Sofoku, better luck next time. You've done very well by getting into the final in the very first place. Let's talk about Nigeria's D Tigers now quickly and tell you that the final roster, 12-man roster, has now been named by Mike Brown for the FIBA AfroBasket in Kigali, Rwanda. And unsurprisingly, no NBA players has made this list. A lot of fans were excited to see the same set of players that went to the Olympics are going to redeem their image.
That would have been an overkill.
Yeah.
If you're going to bring up
who cares?
the NBA. Well, yeah, who cares? But some people do care because, I also agree that would have been an overkill. And again, most of those guys were coming from to the Olympics, right? Just a few weeks from the NBA season, from the NBA season. So I agree that some of them, even like for example, a player like Jordan Owura, right now is still playing in the NBA Summer League and all that. The Summer just joined Precious to just join the Toronto Raptors. He needs to and all that. So most of them will. But it's good. But another thing is about the squad. I feel that if you look at the run-up to the Olympics and some of the things, we've had different set of players.
Yeah. The
turnover for me is, I think it's worrying. The positive is that right now we have Nigerian, those who are applying their trade in the domestic league in Nigeria, even though we don't have a league in Nigeria.
Yeah,
that's an opportunity for them.
Yeah.
But that's just, aside this sport is positive, I feel that this... for the NBBF, they are trying to gloss over the stunts, the stunts in the growth that should be expected of basketball in the country. We've got massive talent in the diaspora. We are relying so much on this. I think that there's nothing. It's not a big deal if we have like 10 of those players of this particular roster plying their trade in Nigeria. But now that we don't have a league, they have to augment it with people in Europe and all that. But that's why we need to make sure that we have less of this turnover of players where today we're concentrating on Europe. Tomorrow is America. Only God knows whether it's the Antarctic we're going next or just so. But we just need to. I feel we need to do more than that.
Yeah, do better. Of course, doing better starts with having a league in the first place. Austin, let me come back to you to this one. No surprises that no NBA players made the shortlist for the FIBA AfroBasket. They're just back from the Olympics. NBA rules and regulations are not letting these, to be possible. But the list itself, a lot of players Nigerians have not heard about. Not even the Ike Iwegbus and the Ike Nwamus and the likes that are not in the NBA. We've seen some completely new names on this list. Daniel Utomi, Ikenna Ndugba. Some of them are not even attached. But that's by the way. Let me ask you about the inclusion of 4 home-based players in this list. Players that haven't played a proper league in a couple of years now.
And so it's like, okay, let's give them something to smile so they won't talk much about the guys that we have on the list. I said this last night, Tyler, because I'm a sports analyst. I've looked into those guys, and some of them are pretty decent. They're professionals, And I've said that I don't have any problem with whoever wants to play for the motherland,
True.
The Nigerians. And if you think they can, then let them do it. But I said that this lands a very dirty slap on the face of the Nigeria Basketball Federation telling them that, look, you are not building, you are ignoring the fabrics of the foundation of basketball development back home. There's no league. If there was a league, Angola would never go through this. You know, if there was a viable league system at home, you will just concentrate and then just do it from there. Look at Algeria, for instance, with football. You know, you see the majority of their players play back home. Look at South Africa. We need to sit down and think, you know, because first in first style. We won gold in 2015. In 2017, we were unfortunate that we got silver.
Right.
This is not how you go and consolidate on such performances. This is not how you assemble a team. It tells you that there was no deliberate planning. And this is what we keep talking about. And I know that I'll keep talking about it until we have a responsible leadership in the sporting federation that will say, look, we can't keep doing things like this, because I just wonder why it doesn't bother anybody that our guys aren't playing football. Yes, we had a chance to see Kechuku at the Basketball Africa League, which is the major objective of that league, that they want to give an opportunity for domestic players to play basketball. Aside that guy, the guy from Gombe Bulls and Kano Pillars haven't played competitive basketball for years. And these things will affect. So right now, there are already things we can peg down so that when this team doesn't do well, we already fall back on it. So you see, when you fail to plan, you're already planning to fail.
Yes, spot on. And Austin, just before the list was out, you're going to tell me how you were feeling about Nigeria's chances then and now that you've seen the list of the chances, of course, of winning our second AfroBasket title. Anything has changed?
Yeah, Tayo, it has, because I mean, as I said, if you get silver in the last tournament, then as a basketball follower, I'm expecting that you sustain that momentum and go on to get gold. So with what I've seen now, and these guys, we haven't really seen them.
We haven't seen them,
here and there. They're not tested. They haven't played as a team, and now there's such a short time for them to even try to get a blend. So anything that happens to them when they get to the competition, if it's good, then sheer luck.
All right, Austin. Anyways, still updates are coming from that competitions. Is that River Super's coach, Oga Odaudu, has now joined the team as one of the assistants. A couple of days ago, there were reports about Alex Nwora quitting his position. And so there's a new assistant coach for the Tigers, and they're expected to arrive in Kigali on Sunday ahead of their match against Mali, the very first one, on Wednesday. And it's a very, very short quick turnaround, like Austin has said, but it is what it is. I will see how it pans out.
We wish them all the best, though. That's the only thing we can do right now.
Wish them all the best.
Wish them all the best.
Indeed. All right, let's talk about football now. I'm very excited to talk about this guy. Taiwo Awoniyi, under 17 World Cup winner, made a big move to Liverpool. Never got to play for the team. He's gone on countless loans. Finally, this summer, I decided, no, I'm not having this again. I need a permanent spot for myself or my family. And boy, he started the season on fire, scored on the opening day in the Bundesliga, now scored 2 more goals this time in the Europa Conference League for Union Berlin.
I think this is where, of course, this is where the kind of team he needs to go now to
where
stabilize. He gets to play regularly and stabilize, so I'm not surprised. Of course, you know that it's in him. All the way. There's no question about his ability.
Talent,
it's just his talent. It's just that when there are no injuries, it's just maybe he's not getting enough playing time. And right now that he has moved permanently away from Liverpool, settled here in Berlin, I think that is
the way to go
for him. I think that this is the way to go. I think,
way to go. Awesome.
Right now.
Austin, Taiwo Awoniyi has made no secrets about his desire to one day play for Liverpool, but there are certain times when you need to take a step backwards in quotes to move forward again. We've seen it with countless players. Romelu Lukaku is an example. Joined Chelsea, was too young, couldn't play. Has gone to different clubs, is now back again, much more experienced and mature and better. And there's no reason why Taiwo Awoniyi can't still play for Liverpool if he continues to score all of these goals in the next couple of years.
That's what it is. He's already having fun. You know, he's already proven his worth. Victor Moses, remember, was in this situation also. Wigan, this one, that one, that one. Then when he came back to Chelsea, he was winning the league, and he was a consistent, feature. So I'm super excited with Taiwo Awoniyi. I just hope that injury will not get in the way, because that's been a major setback for his career. I've spoken to him several times. This is an ambitious player. This is someone that we know how he started, and the drive that he has to succeed. So I just pray that he keeps this going. The important thing now is he's playing, he's scoring, he's having fun, he's giving himself some relevance. You never know. You just never know.
You never know, indeed. And if he continues to play at this level, of course, we'll get a look in for the Super Eagles as well to major assignments ahead for the country. Still yet to get his first cap. So, Taiwo Awoniyi, all the best for the rest of the season. We're going to talk about another Super Eagles striker. This time is Simi, Nigeria's top scorer in the Serie A. Has got 20 goals in 38 games last season. But unfortunately, Crotone were relegated, and a lot of Nigerians are waiting. And surely you're not going to go down with this club. Fair enough, the club is giving you a lot and all of that. But then you've got 20 goals. There's no way you should be playing in Serie A.
Exactly. You can't go to relegation with that kind of goals. That goals, you should be in the elite league playing, banging in those goals and making money for yourself. I think there are two of them. Onwachu and Simi. Onwachu is another one that people will be expecting to make a move. But for Onwachu, the league has started. Of course, he's still holding. He's stuck there. But Simi, great one. We were all expecting the move, but eventually it happened. We just have to wish him the best and hope that he can reignite the form that saw him score double digit in the last season. So
it's not mean field.
It's not mean field, especially in this area.
Tough league with great
playing in Crotone,
a small club,
and you scored double digit. It's no mean field. Right.
All right, no mean field at all. Congratulations to Simi, who's now joined the newly promoted Serie A side, Salernitana, and they'll be hoping he helps them stay in the top division next season. When we come back from this break, it's going to be all about the first London derby of the season between Arsenal and Chelsea. Join us again. You're welcome back to Channel Sport this morning. Let's talk about the English Premier League match day 2. The biggest match of the weekend, undoubtedly, is between Arsenal and Chelsea at the Emirates. But before then, games involving Liverpool and Burnley. I expect the Reds to get another 3 points in that game after starting with a win at Carrow Road. There's also Aston Villa taking on Newcastle United. Crystal Palace with Patrick Vieira in the dugout will take on Brentford. Brentford are a very solid side, still high on confidence after beating Arsenal on their return to the top flight. There's also Leeds United taking on Everton. Still more games in the Premier League. Man City versus Norwich. Brighton will take on Watford. Watford, the Nigerian contingents of Trust Ekong, Emmanuel Dennis, and Ogene Karetebo. Of course, we'll be looking out for their performances in that game. And on Sunday is the big one. Before then, though, the Southampton versus Manchester United, Wolves versus Tottenham Hotspur, and last but not the least, Arsenal versus Chelsea. Jide, quickly before I go to Austin, Super Sunday, indeed. Our story coming out this morning from the Emirates is Martin Odegaard has now been signed and sealed and delivered. But on a worrying note, Gabriel still, that's the guy right there from Real Madrid. But unfortunately, he's unavailable for this weekend's match. But leaving Odegaard aside, Gabriel still injured, so might have to go with Mari and Ben White in center of the defense. Aubameyang is in contention after battling with COVID. Apparently, that's why they missed the first match of the season. But Lacazette is still recovering and still got some symptoms of the illness. So Arsenal still, in great shape for such a big game at the start of the season.
It's coming too early. I think this is not the best time for them to be playing Chelsea.
Not at all.
Chelsea is it's a formidable side right now. You just don't want to meet them. For Arsenal, I don't know. I don't know how they are just going to come out of this. It's apart from the fact that they are short of personnel, the quality also. At this time, maybe due to injury and all that, but they also the quality of the side too. It's questionable.
It's questionable
when you're trying to put them side by side. Chelsea at this time. I wouldn't accept there is just maybe that, of course, you can't rule out luck, and I know that most times they tend to play better when they play against Chelsea, especially
they raise the game.
They raise the game.
Yeah.
Aside that, I think this is not the best time for them to play Chelsea, really. Yeah. If you look at what Chelsea has done the last game
how they started the season.
How they've been grinding results on that Tuchel.
And now Romelu Lukaku is going to play make his second debut for Chelsea as well. To Romelu Lukaku, of course, a similar mode of a player like Didier Drogba in his prime. And we know how Drogba was a nightmare.
When he plays against Arsenal.
Yeah.
And that was when they had at least a bit of the quality Arsenal side there.
Yeah, that was the Arsenal side.
You were making a mincemeat of them. Then now you just imagine what we have now, especially with Lukaku.
Man, it's not looking good.
Like I said, this is not the best of time. This is not the best time to play Chelsea, really. If you struggled against Brentford, I don't know what you will do against Chelsea.
Austin, let me come to you. I mean, Jide is sounding very pessimistic and perhaps realistic about Arsenal's chances in this game against Chelsea. But it's a derby, and sometimes in derbies, form is out of the window. You see a lot of these players raising their game, playing for pride, especially in front of their home fans. So maybe Arsenal could just spring a surprise, or not.
Yeah, and we've seen that, in previous seasons, they'll be doing so bad, and then when they meet, some of these big guys, particularly in derby games, they just turn up. And I think that's what Arsenal needs to do. And I understand Jide's cynicism about the team. When you lose your first game of the season against a Brentford, I gave an analysis that at the time Arsenal was to play Brentford, they had gathered 2,727 points in the English Premier League. Brentford had 0. And Arsenal lost that game 2-0. So fans are disappointed. But I was at White Hart Lane to see that Mind Series match between Arsenal and Tottenham. And there's some exciting prospects coming up in this Arsenal side. Mikel Arteta just needs to find a way. I still feel it's psychological work that is wrong with these players. They need to go through a lot of mental drift, tell themselves that, look, if you were poor last season, if Pepe was tolerated last season, he shouldn't be tolerated this season. He needs to step up. El Neni, Bellerin, the other folks, they need to get up. They're professional players playing for Arsenal Football Club of England, and that's a big club in the UK. So I think when they do this sort of work and let them look and see, you guys are becoming laughing stock. Then maybe they might just step up and do something against Chelsea, and that might just reignite their season.
Indeed, we'll see how it pans out on Sunday between the Gunners and the Blues in that London derby. Austin, thank you for joining us on the show today.
Always a delight, Tayo. Thank you so much.
All right, cheers. That's it for the Premier League. Of course, this weekend as well, too, our fans will be looking forward to seeing if Lionel Messi will make his debut for PSG. But we'll see if that is the case later on in the week. Let's take a look at the papers now before we close the show. And let's start with Sporting Life. Very interesting headlines indeed. Odegaard unlikely, of course, has been ruled out of that derby against Chelsea. So his debut is going to have to wait for some other time. Still in Sporting Life, Lucatoni is talking. Lucatoni, remember, used to be the top scorer in Syria back in the days for Fiorentina, I believe. It says Victor Osimhen has great potential. I think all of us know this is just for him to deliver on his potential.
Move from potential to actual delivery. Right? He needs to make it count. The particular confidence that was reposed in him by bringing him with that amount of money. He needs to deliver. There should be a return on investment. Yeah,
definitely. We'll be looking forward to seeing Victor Osimhen in the Serie A today. Kicks off this weekend. So Napoli and Victor Osimhen will be in action. We'll keep a close eye on that one. Kalu in Bordeaux squad for injuries. That's Samuel Carlos. Good to see that nothing damaging happened to him during that fainting episode against Marseille last weekend. Liverpool begins Salah talks over new 2-year extension. Of course, come on, man. This is a straightforward, no-brainer situation. Salah's got to get a new deal unless you don't want to lose a player.
Yeah, I know they don't want to lose, but there is this thing about Liverpool about the kind of money they pay for their players. Of course, we've seen them lose the likes of Wijnaldum just because of at some point they were not coming forth as for what was expected. Exactly, they didn't treat him well. But I know that they won't do that with Salah.
No chance.
They won't want to do that.
No
chance.
They
won't want to do that.
They will
raise the stake. Definitely, they will raise the stake.
All right, let's go to complete sports now. Simi can become Napoli's goal machine. That's according to Luca Toni's same story on Sports and Life. He will be named among Everton's most skillful player. Of course, no surprises there as well too. Manchester United offer Pogba £400,000 a week. That's a lot of money. Awoniyi bags brace and assist in Union Berlin's thrashing. That's in the Europa Conference League. There's also stories concerning Simi, of course, joining Salernitana in the Serie A. Isaac's success returning to the Serie A. Another player who suffered injuries and injuries upon injuries.
He needs to go reignite his career there. He needs to go there back. Maybe he could find his form back. Udinese.
Hopefully he can stay fit. That is so important for Isaac's success. And this very interesting one on Pedro, the World Cup winner, former Barcelona player, has become the first player in 36 years to cross from Roma to Lazio. What a brave boy. What a brave boy, indeed. Last paper for review is Sporting Sun. Umar Sadiq tagged Goal King. Another player scored a lot of goals in La Liga 2 last season. You thought he would make a step up, but he's still stuck in the second division. UEFA Men's Player of the Year award. Messi, CR7 asked. The nominees are Jorginho, De Bruyne, and N'Golo Kante.
N'Golo Kante, the usual suspects. They were fantastic last season. For Jorginho, he was instrumental to what the Azuris did at the Euros.
And Chelsea as well.
De Bruyne was the first. He became the first player after he didn't use his manager, to initiate a new contract. Rather, he went for data. He had to employ a data company just to show the data of how much work rate he put into the Man City side. Well, they had to look at when he's not playing, what is happening to Man City. And that shows that he was a key figure in that side that won the Premiership. Even though they lost the UEFA Champions League. N'Golo Kante, man of the match.
So
Champions League. So
all three well-deserved nominees. We'll see who emerges UEFA Player of the Year at the next Champions League draw. Jide, thank you for coming on the show once again.
It's a pleasure.
Appreciate your time.
It's a pleasure always.
All right. Thank you guys for watching as well. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have a fantastic weekend. I am Tayo Salam.